Look right, look right, look right. That cottage there on the side of the road is where Robert Burns was born. World famous poet. Cuckoo. World famous poet and born in such humble beginnings as that is incredible. He did good, the boy. Yeah, they've got a big centre here, museum in St. Maud, but I don't know. But we'll come back this way, but I just wanted to come down this way. The banks and braes of left the banks and braes of Bonnydoon, and there's the bridge, and that's the bridge where he went across, and the tail was whipped off. I'll give it an epic to let's see if we can get around here. No bother to Kevin. They have weddings and things that they do not tell there, but you might like to see the village. Your banks and braes of Bonnydoon, a famous Scottish song. There's the Burns Memorial. Do you remember we were in Edinburgh? We saw the Burns Memorial up at near Calton Hill. There's the same one just there. Okay, now as we come along here, as I say, the bridge to your right, that's a crack. I'm glad you could see this. Look at the beautiful copper beach. Beautiful, beautiful. Then on the left hand side is the family church where the father is buried. Burns is buried in Dumfries, but slowly, slowly, slowly. And you look to the left and you'll see where Tam O'Shanter came to its exciting culmination. We're going straight on here. Left, left, left. That's it. That's it. It's a ruin now. Now we want to get Turnberry. Which is famous for its new potatoes. You actually see them sold in the shops. Ayrshire new potatoes they're called, and they are delicious. You don't even peel them. You wash them, scrub them, and you just boil them, and you put some fresh grass-fed reared butter, you know, and oh my goodness me, they are so good. Bits and pieces for all of them. This is a pretty way. It's a pain for Kevin, but it's a pretty way to come, believe me. Sheep have been shorn already. My goodness, that's early. Yeah. Whereas they haven't been. No, they're still waiting for the chop. The snip. And we see the Scottish coastline sweeping round across the other side there. The ruins of the old castle down on the right hand side, you see, hanging over the cliff. There's quite a lot of that kind of thing along here. It was during the Reformation. It was a haven for Catholics who were escaping, the likes of John Knox and people like that. You know, it was quite a good place. People coming from Ireland later centuries, they could come. It was a stop-off place on the way up to Scotland when they're going to Glasgow to look for work on the west side. But Culzean Castle belonged to the Kennedy family, not your Kennedy's, the former president, but the Kennedy local clan who were here. And it was built by Robert Adam in the 1770s. It's a very nice, got lovely gardens. People can go and visit it. It's got very nice gardens. They sold it off to the National Trust. National Trust, a body of people who get inheritances, heritages, legacies and all that kind of thing, and they keep them for the people. And the National Trust, you can join it, and everybody pays a membership, and that pays also for the upkeep of places and the cost generated by the money generated by people coming to visit them, of course, you know, in amongst the trees there. Here's the Maidens here, folks. This is the Maidens. This area is called, and it's the Maidens were a set of rocks just along from here, cliffs, fillets, which made a kind of natural harbour down on the water side, and hence the name the Maidens. Shanter Road. See, it's all related to Burns. And here we are. This is a nice way to come. I like the course. In fact, I can't see Hills or Craig. It's annoying me, but what can I do? Not a thing. Okay. Now folks, we will be going down past Turnberry very shortly. Now we can't stop, they don't allow us to stop, but we go right past the golf course, Turnberry it's called. It'll be, well, the course will be on the right in the clubhouse, but the hotel, the main attraction, I suppose, the thing that everybody sees in the catalogues, is going to be on your left hand side. And there's plenty of seats on the coach if you want to avail yourself of those just for a few seconds to take a picture on the left. It's a little bit further along, but you'll be able to take a picture of Turnberry and the sign of Turnberry and the hotel itself. It's a lovely hotel. It was designed and built in 1906, and it's the hotel and lots of accommodation, cottages and all sorts of things like that. It's really cool. So not far, it's not too far along here, you see red roofs and white buildings. There's the lighthouse at Maidens Lighthouse on the right hand side from the 19th century. I think he bought it. It was in pretty good nick, so I don't think he's had to have much work done on it or anything. You know, it was really it was in good condition. It was closed down during the First and Second World War, and it was redesigned again by a man called Mackenzie after the course I'm talking about, not the clubhouse or anything. That's 1906 original, but the course was redesigned again. There's Turnberry Lighthouse down to the right, just about see it. There's the course. There's several courses here. There's the Ailsa Craig course, is the famous one, of course, because it faces Ailsa Craig, not that you would know it today. Oh, nice accommodations. Oh, it's a lovely little sort of cottagey village. Clubhouse to the right. Just at the entry, pulling just a wee bit, yeah. Turnberry, you see. And then this is the better view here, Turnberry again. Just up a wee bit more, that's it. And this is Turnberry. That's a statue of Neptune up there, not Donald Trump, in case you were wondering. Okay, there we are. And I don't know, is that the crest of the Trump family? I don't know. I've never looked. And that was one of those six, and he was meant to be booked into one of the good hotels in Glasgow. He decided he wanted to stay here, so he took the whole of the top floor with his entourage and whatever, and the 6 singers and the orchestra all had to come down here to rehearse the Pavarotti. Could you believe that? Ailsa Craig, thank goodness folks, we're seeing it at last. Look, you see the coast, you see it standing there completely isolated on its own. As I say, there were other rocks around that have been eroded down over the I think there's about 2 people living on it or something, you know, but that's about it. And thousands of voids. Establishment is round about, you know, about 25 years ago. It was a rarity to see these. And you remember one that was on in Cambridge, and the guy, it was an animal refuge he ran, and he built it at his own expense, and it was big, but just one, you know, thing that turned, one windmill, and he got all his electricity off it, and he sold the excess off back to the national grid, which means, and he paid for the whole thing. I don't know if he knew that in advance. It was a real shrewd business move, but he recuperated his money within 2 years, and everything else was in profit. But duper. Nowadays, you know, with the antique roadshow and things like that, you know, you don't get, you don't see. Everybody's an expert, so you don't see so much. Here's Girvan, very unpretentious little town. There's only about 10,000 people who live in Girvan. Asda, part of the Walmart group. this is Girvan High Street at 10 again. The train's jumping. These guys are just getting home, you see. I'm waiting for the shops to open. Why are they not open already, the shops? One or two people out. Boots the chemist. Everywhere Boots the chemist. If you need a, they have them in Ireland as well. They have them in the Republic and they have them in the North. So if you need a chemist, they're good. They also have pharmacies who can give you a little bit of advice if you need. You know. They put these bends in the road so nobody would speed through. I mean, you'd hardly speed through here, would you? Right. Simpson's Bakeries. T, that big T. Scotland Ink as a tattoo parlour. Scotland Ink, imaginative name, yeah. It's very good, that one though. They do it while you wait. Look at these farmers' cottages, these small, not very tall, for the people who worked on the land, or the fishermen of course, who worked at sea. There's a roundabout at the end. Here's the shape of a boat. Haste you back, it says on it. Haste you back means come back soon, haste you back. And it's symbolic of the important fishing industry to the town. Haste you back. What's your hurry? Why are you speeding? Why are you going so quickly? Voila. What's your hurry? And there you go. Haste you back. Come back soon. Haste you back. That means who's like us? Very few, and they're all dead. And here we go. The average Englishman in the home he calls his castle slips into his national costume, a raincoat patented by chemist Charles Mackintosh from Glasgow, Scotland. En route to his office, he strides along the English lane, surfaced by John McAdam of Ayr, Scotland. He drives an English car fitted with tyres invented by John Boyd Dunlop of Dryghorn, Scotland, arrives at the station and boards a train, the forerunner of which was a steam engine invented by James Watt of Greenock, Scotland. He then pours himself a cup of coffee from a thermos flask, the latter invented by Dewar, a Scotsman from Kincardine-on-Forth. At the office, he receives the mail bearing adhesive stamps invented by James Chalmers of Dundee, Scotland. During the day, he uses the telephone invented by Alexander Graham Bell, born in Edinburgh, Scotland. At home in the evening, his daughter pedals her bicycle, invented by Kirkpatrick Macmillan, blacksmith of Dumfries, Scotland. He watches the news on his television, an invention of John Logie Baird of Helensburgh, Scotland, and he hears an item about the US Navy, founded by John Paul Jones of Kirkbean, Scotland. He has by now been reminded too much of Scotland, and in desperation he picks up the Bible, only to find that the first man mentioned in the good book is a Scot, King James VI, who authorised its translation. Nowhere can an Englishman turn to escape the ingenuity of the Scots. He could take to drink, but the Scots make the best in the world. He could take a rifle and end it all, but the breech-loading rifle was invented by Captain Patrick of Pitfors, Scotland. If he escapes death, he might then find himself on an operating table, injected with penicillin, which was discovered by Alexander Fleming of Darvel, Scotland, and given an anaesthetic, which was discovered by Sir James Young Simpson of Bathgate, Scotland. Out of the anaesthetic, he would find no comfort in learning he was as safe as the Bank of England, founded by William Patterson of Dumfries, Scotland. Perhaps his only remaining hope will be to get a transfusion of good Scottish blood, which would entitle him to ask, "Wha's like us?" It's good, isn't it? Don't you think? I think that's fine. For a small country, you know, it's incredible. Such a small population that they'd invented all those things. Oh, to be fair, I mean, the English, they invented the tea bag. That's okay, I suppose, you know. The River Stinker. You see it? Crossing over the River Stinker. S-T-I-N-C-H-A-R. Stinker. Okay, here's the underwear check. Here we okay. Sometimes they don't bother. They've just got their hands in their pockets. They just wave you through. And they should be loading in about 10 minutes. They might just whisk us through, you know. So try and look innocent. Sit low in your seats and don't say a word. I'll leave the talking to me. You'll be all right. Look at them, ready to spring into action like young gazelles. Look at them, ready to go. Deck 5, as I thought, deck 5, and as you come off, look on there are some little sort of iron metal flanges and things on the floor. Just watch your ankles when you come off, and they're miles apart, but if you turn on one because you don't see it, then you could give your ankle a twist. See them, they're red here, they kind of just sit up. Just be aware when you put your feet down just not to step on them or turn on them. You'll be absolutely grand, eh? Look at that, there's plenty of spaces here. Why can't we go right down that inside lane and out the bottom end? That would be nice. So, the stairs are to our right, folks. To our right. You just note the colour of the stairway, and you come back to that. When they call you, they'll say back to your drivers and coaches and foot passengers back, and you just come back. The coach won't be leaving here, I don't think. On the crossing, take everything with you that you need, and just see which stairway it is. Is this the red or the blue? I think, I'm not sure if this is the red, I can't remember. Look at that, don't step off, fellow. So you just go to the right, like everybody's going off to the right. Let me just find out which stair is the closest stair. Hang on a second. A few seconds here, because there's thousands of people getting off here. I don't need to stand in the middle. When we come off here, I'll stand and Kevin will stand, and we'll make sure you come around the front so you're safe into here. You walk along, it's the red steps. There's an elevator as well that goes up, it's the red you want, okay?
again. We're going to be at